What's up, guys? It's Nick, aka the Titans Fanatic. Ain't nothing happened since I've been gone. Just a couple of things. I've done changed my background, changed my room around. Titans done changed everything around. Changed the coach, changed their mindset, and changed their philosophy. There's a couple of things that I'm trying to get caught back up on. Trying to use some new software. Supposedly, Mike Vrabel tried to use his barbaric ways again. And Amy Adams Strunk and Rand Carthon said no to that. We're not having no more of you trying to take over this franchise with your old school ways and your old school mindsets. We're going to stop that in its tracks, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to start a new coaching regime. So mostly that's what we're going to be covering in this one. How the Titans kicked out, or not kicked out, got rid of Mike Vrabel, fired him, brought in a new coach with a newer philosophy, the way the NFL is going, more towards the passing offense, a little more of an offensive-minded coach, and a little less towards defense, running the ball, that type of thing. Going to go ahead and give a couple of the tracks to get into the new hire, and then we're going to go over some of his resume, I guess you would call it. Just go ahead and I'll share with you, because I'm way behind the power curve. But basically, it was a long, lengthy search the Titans went on. Let's see if I can fix this right. To find their new head coach, they where is it at? I saw it in here somewhere. Oh, here it is. And I think this is a little bit older in and of itself. They went on I think the only one out of this list they did not officially do any type of interview with, I believe, was Ben Johnson. All these other guys, I believe they either hired in Brian Callahan or they interviewed at least one time. So it was a pretty lengthy search, and there's a wide variety of both offensive and defensive coaches. Some were players, some were college. There was a college coach in there with David Shaw. I mean, I didn't look at every one of these coaches have ever done, but I know he was mostly known for coaching at Stanford. So he may have had some NFL experience at some point in time too. But a lot of these guys have been around, and but I think all this stuff was coming out, and I was kind of taking a hiatus because, life gets busy, work gets busy. You guys know that. I was still following the news. I was between Ben Johnson and Brian Callahan. I wanted us to go in a different type of more offensive-minded. I still wanted us to focus on defense, but I wanted us to have more of an offensive-minded head coach, because that seems to be the way that the NFL is, let me say, winning. Not that you can't win with a defensive-minded coach, but it feels like you can only get so far. And these defensive-minded coaches seem to get their teams to maybe the conference championship, more like the divisional rounds. I mean, it kind of peters out from there on. And I just think that to be competitive, we need to have that type of offensive-minded coach, and that can still put together a defensive room, defensive coaching staff, defense still concentrate on defense, but it's more in line with getting a great offense. Seems to be the way that the NFL is going more these days. But there's a couple guys in here that I thought would have been decent picks. Even Mike McDonald as a defensive coach would have been a decent pick. I'm glad we got, like I said, Brian Callahan. Go ahead and look at some of his history. I think by now the comments just happened. That's how far behind I am. And I know he said he played at UCLA back in, as you can see right here, back in 2002, 2005 as quarterback, graduate assistant, offensive coordinator, quarterbacks coach at, I'm not even trying to say this, I was educated in Kentucky, I don't know, Sierra High School, coaching assistant in Denver Broncos. But I do like that he, like, even though his dad was already probably in the NFL, he could have done what a lot of coaches do and just go straight to the NFL. He worked his way up. I mean, he worked his way up. He was, you know, a player, and then he went to be a graduate assistant. He went to be at a high school, and then he started working his way up into the NFL. Of course, having his dad there probably helped him open some doors, but it wasn't like he just was like, okay, I'm out of UCLA, I'm going straight to the NFL as a quality of control coach of somebody. You know, he worked his way up for a while. I like that. So, like, he was a quality assistant, Denver Broncos, quality offensive quality control coach, offensive assistant, again, pretty much similar jobs all there at the Denver Broncos, offensive assistant and quarterbacks coach at Denver Broncos, and then his quarterbacks coach at Detroit Lions, quarterbacks coach at the then Oakland Raiders. They almost got me saying Las Vegas Raiders. Offensive coordinator at Cincinnati Bengals for the last 4-ish years, and now the head coach of the Tennessee Titans. So, I mean, he's been around the block. He is a player from college, and I guess it's been around the game his entire life. His dad's been a coach for a very, very long time, so now his dad's going to be there to help in a way. I'm going to go over in my next video, I'm going to go over the assistants and try to get caught up on me being absent for a while and go over the assistants. So I'm not going to talk too much about that, but there is some young coaches and some older coaches he has with his staff to help with both. He can kind of go over and then help mature him at the same time. Like I said, I'll go over more of that in my next video. Overall, I'm pretty stoked about the offensive hire. Everything I hear from him, he seems forthcoming. He seems very open, which is quite the opposite of Mike Vrabel. Not that Mike Vrabel was a bad coach by no means, but I think that Mike Vrabel came from that Bill Belichick tree. Obviously, he was a Bill Belichick disciple. He played for him for a long time. He saw how he coached, which very keeping things very close to the chest and not letting anybody know anything about what was going on. And I think that I don't think that the media likes that. You know what I'm saying? I don't think the fans really like that. They don't want you don't have to tell every secret and every injury and every ding and bump and everything, but they don't want you to be a little open about what's going on. And I don't think that's something Mike Vrabel and Coach Belichick is very comfortable with. And then also there was the power struggle that he had with John Robinson 2 years ago, and then there's this recent stuff that came out about him and Rand Carthon having a lot of button heads, or maybe it was more the owners or Amy Adams Strunk or the owners group with Mike Vrabel button heads about who should be calling the shots on, like, staff and roster moves and stuff like that. I'm not really sure. And it kind of was said one way and then it was kind of said another way. Either way, he was trying to overplay his power and where he was he should have been, you know. Yeah, he was a really good coach, but he wasn't to that level. He hadn't won a Super Bowl or anything. He was kind of getting the cart ahead of the horse on, like, how great of a like a coach he was, I guess you could say. But either way, I think he's we're in good hands now. So I'd like to say stay tuned for my next videos, and y'all take care out there and tighten up. Peace. Sneaky Sheep Media.
Get over here! Fatality.